Hey guys, on Saturday nights when you try to watch Super, sometimes the Crunchyroll site will have some IT issues and will load slowly, or sometimes it'll crash. If this is happening to you, try Verve. It has not crashed on me since starting, and you can actually link your Crunchyroll account to your Verve account and carry over your premium features from Crunchyroll. Plus, you can sign up for a combo pack that includes Funimation, more dubbed anime, and tons of other features. I will leave links to a free trial down below. Last week's episode of Super was really just like a setup episode for this week's episode of Super, as Universe 4 and Universe 9 are plotting against Universe 7 by hiring assassins to take out Beerus' new recruitee, the Emperor himself, Freeza. And of course, Goku's caught up in the middle of it. And of course, with episode 95, Freeza promises to be an absolute savage. I don't know if you guys have heard yet, but last week's episode of Super 94 was a history-making episode. For the first time ever in the history of Dragon Ball Super since the series first started 2 years ago, Dragon Ball Super actually got higher ratings than One Piece. Now that might seem like not a big deal if you're not familiar with the landscape, but understand that Toei's big shonen anime for many years has been One Piece. And for the first time, after 94 episodes, Dragon Ball Super got a better rating than One Piece. That is a major milestone for this series. Can they continue the momentum? Obviously, the fact that Frieza's back is a huge draw. Let's talk about it. Dragon Ball Super episode 95. Japanese title, Saikyo Sayaku Frieza Obare, which translates to the wickedest, the most evil, Frieza's Rampage. So I cannot put into words just how absolutely insane this episode was. I'm gonna try. If this review ends up being, I don't know, too fanboyish, I must apologize now ahead of time. But man, did I enjoy this freaking episode. This episode was amazing. First of all, Naotoshi Shida and Naoki Tate both worked on this episode. Shida was storyboarding the episode, but he also put some animation cuts. For those who don't know, those are two of the best animators in Dragon Ball Super, and boy does this show. If you have not watched this episode yet, I suggest you watch it. And if you have watched it, I want you to watch it again, because I'm going to watch this episode 3, 4, 5 more times. Not to mention that I'm going to be doing some videos this week because we have a lot to talk about. There is quite a bit of things to talk about this week when it comes to this episode. I mean, tons of things. Okay, so let me give you guys the rundown. So this whole episode was pretty much done to showcase to all of us that Frieza is significantly stronger than any of us thought at this point. I mean, he's beyond what he was before. And I know that Dragon Ball Super has been doing this lately, where we have characters that are being stronger for the sake of it, like 17, and, you know, Gohan's getting stronger and whatnot. And some people don't like that. But in this episode, though, I felt it actually did make some sense. And I felt that it actually was beneficial to the story, because this episode was totes badass in every single way. I love this freaking episode. Not just because I'm a Frieza fanboy. I do like Frieza. He's my favorite villain of all time. But because just the acting, the animation, everything came together so beautifully. And there's also tons of interesting things that came out of this episode for the future. So a big chunk of this episode was Frieza literally destroying these assassins. They show these ninja-looking assassin dudes from Universe 9. There's tons of them there. This was done to showcase Frieza's power. Obviously, those guys are jabronis. They're coming in to lose, you know. That's what they're there to do. Fantastic stuff here. Frieza's just literally shooting death beams at them through their vital organs. I mean, this was easily one of the most violent episodes of Super ever. Like I said in my preview last week, it's not going to be gory like Dragon Ball Z, but it was very violent. I mean, people were dying, dude. The body count in this episode was stacking up. So if you want more people to just get killed in Dragon Ball Super, you better be happy Frieza's back. So they had this awesome scene where Frieza's like has his arms floating out and he's taunting them, and then they have a flashback of him training in hell, and we find out, and I prognosticated this, so I am going to pat myself on the back for this one, guys. Just give me this one, that Frieza was doing mental training in hell, right? He was doing that psychic mental training while he was in hell, being tortured by the little teddy bears and whatnot. And as a result of this, his golden power stamina, his big weakness when he was Golden Frieza, has improved. He has improved. Frieza goes in there and he just wrecks shop on all these freaking dudes. and he calls himself True Golden Frieza. So now I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a new transformation. That's not what this is. I don't believe. It's more so an evolution of what Golden Frieza already is. It's kind of like the next stage, because now not only is he stronger, he can manage his energy better, but now he is, well, True Golden Frieza. I don't know what else to tell you. He's a monster. He's an absolute monster. So Frieza starts to finger blast. Oh, but there's a screw up. I'm not going to edit it out though. Finger blast these dudes into oblivion, just shooting them, boom, 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 boom. And Goku's like screaming for them to stop. Like, he's like, don't kill these guys. They try to attack Baba and Ghost Usher, and then as a result of that, Goku has to get in there and save them and tells them, get out of here, run. And he, of course, knocks them out, but he doesn't kill them. He doesn't think these guys should be killed, but of course, Frieza is Frieza, and Goku tries to calm him down, but that's just not going to work. So we have a very, very interesting scene here, which I think has changed a lot of the lore about something that I'm okay, let's talk about it. So we have a scene of Ro and Sidra talking to that dog bear guy. I forget his freaking name. And Sidra actually gives him the Hakai energy. Like, he gives it to him. The purple Hakai blast or whatever, the dark matter, I don't really know what to call it. He gives it to him. So now we know that gods can give mortals Hakai energy if they choose to, at least on a temporary basis. Now, I know a lot of you guys have already heard, and if you haven't, here you go. The new Dragon Ball Super manga chapter has leaked, at least some pages of it, and in that new manga chapter, Goku does the Hakai, or tries to do the Hakai, on Goku Black, right? I haven't read the manga chapter yet. I'm going to read it, and I'll do my review like I always do for you guys, but this actually, the timing of this is amazing, because the timing of this says that we see Goku doing the Hakai, and we're like, how can he do it? And then in this episode, which happens to air the same day the leak came out, I don't think this was done on purpose, guys, shows that a god can give the Hakai technique to a mortal. So it's possible that mortals can also learn the Hakai technique, or at least borrow it. That's pretty much what I've learned here in the past couple days. Again, I'm waiting for more information on that. Don't quote me on that yet. I want to read the manga first to really get the full grasp of it. But I'm just letting you guys know that definitely happens in this episode. I did not know that gods can give mortals Hakai energy. So he shoots the Hakai at Frieza, and Frieza's sitting there trying to block the Hakai. He's holding it back, but he ends up getting zapped, and he's actually feeling this pain, like he's suffering, and then all of a sudden he just smiles. Turns out that he was bluffing. So I'm stunned. Frieza takes the Hakai and literally squeezes the Hakai and controls it into a ball, dude. Frieza has gotten so strong that he can control the Hakai. And this once again cements the fact that the Hakai can't just kill anybody. When Beerus did it on Zamasu, Zamasu was a freaking flea. For Golden Frieza is not that weak. Frieza literally controls the Hakai, immediately blasts a hole through that pig bear guy, and he's holding the Hakai right there in his hand, smirking and just talking shit. Goku's impressed by this, like, wow, like, this is impressive. Like, we've never seen anything like this before. And then Goku Frieza's like, hey, security is your greatest enemy, or something like that. And shoots the Hakai at Goku. And I'm like, this freaking dude just betrayed Goku. Like, I'm like, what the, this episode, there's so much that happened this episode, guys. So just let me fanboy out here. So we have this really creepy scene in the World of Void where the stadium looks to be complete, the arena. There's these creepy clouds everywhere, very interesting looking. And the Xenos are there, they're checking stuff out. There's not really much for me to say that I thought was that interesting, but it was pretty cool how they completed it. But the important thing is what's going on with the Hakai. So Goku's sitting there and he's surrounded by this Hakai energy, so he has to power up, but he's still struggling. Meanwhile, Frieza, with Goku distracted, goes back to shooting the assassins for fun. And he's basically like, I want to speak to your leader. Who sent you? Who sent you? And it's kind of torturing them. Sidra and Ro are like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? And they try to check in with the crystal ball, but Frieza picks up the call. And he's like, greetings, gentlemen of Universe 9. So they have this conversation between Frieza and the Universe 9 gods. And they're talking about like the Hakai thing and everything. And they're teasing that he's going to join Universe 9. Now, the Dragon Ball Super leaks that came out about 2 weeks ago stated that Frieza was going to join Universe 4. Those leaks appear to be false. However, that being said, there were a lot of things that they were able to predict accurately. So that guy who made those leaks is a great prognosticator, because we didn't even know that Freeza would be tempted to even leave Universe 7. We didn't even know that. And it looks like this temptation is going on. But it's actually kind of like reverse, because Frieza's saying, listen, I won't tattle to Zeno if you recruit me for Universe 9. I've already captured Goku in this energy of destruction thing. Let me join your team. And they talk about later on how maybe Frieza's trying to be a double spy, but who really knows? Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. But I find that very, very interesting. They have a scene where Sidra and Ro are like, well, wait a minute, can we do this? Can we recruit somebody from a different universe? And they actually have Ro looking through the rule book, which I thought was very funny. But then suddenly Beerus and Whis appear, and they cock-block Universe 9. Beerus blows, like, with his mouth, like he blows wind at Goku and frees him from the Hakai ball, and Frieza's like, oh, shit. So Beerus asks, where did that Hakai energy come from? He's like, because he knows that a normal mortal can't just conjure that up. He has to, again, it's implied, he has to borrow the power from a god. So he's like, Frieza, are you teaming up with another universe? And then, obviously that's not the case here. Goku, of course, apologizes to Frieza. Frieza is still plotting on Goku. So they have this scene, right, where Goku or Frieza's having fantasies of killing Goku. Like, he hates Goku no matter what. Even though he has to work with him in this tournament, he hates Goku. So Goku and Frieza start to fight, and Beerus wonders if they can trust him. Again, we're all kind of wondering that, right? This scene is amazing. Guys, this one short little sparring match, which only was like a few seconds, looked better than the entire Resurrection F arc. Not the movie, the arc. This was so beautifully animated. I was just, Shida, what a god that guy is when it comes to animation. So they power up, they double punch each other and knock each other out. Amazing. And they're literally, bro, they put each other to sleep, dude. I was just like, what the hell's going on? So then we have another shot of Jiren, and it's an awesome shot here of him, like, on this cliff, and he's just, like, meditating about the tournament. And then the episode ends with this quick little montage of Frieza going to Universe 7, Goku's there at Capsule Corp, which is going to be all kinds of laughs, I'm sure. We see little scenes of, like, the stadium and everything. So next week, folks, the Warriors have gathered at last. Tons of new characters are going to be introduced here. Toppo's back in the series. Goku meets Jiren. Frost is there. Next week's episode is going to begin the Tournament of Power officially. Well, not begin. They're going to go to the World of Void. The actual tournament will begin in 97, but next week we're going to be introduced to a lot of new characters, which means that we're all going to be very busy here on YouTube. I assure you of that, as well as on other parts of the fandom social media. So, I love this episode. I absolutely adored this episode. Can't say enough good things about it. I don't know what to tell you. It was just amazing animation. Just, you need to watch this episode. I will be doing videos later this week discussing more of that True Golden Frieza. We'll be discussing the manga chapter that I have to get my hands on. So look forward to that on Geekdom 101. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. I must know. This thing was absolutely nuts. If I missed anything, guys, I apologize. I was just so blinded by unbelievably high levels of dopamine and serotonin at watching Frieza literally nail these guys away like nothing, like put them in a body bag, dude. This was awesome. Just incredible stuff. Again, Verve is the official sponsor of the Dragon Ball Super Reviews, folks. They're working on getting tons of new content on Verve. You want to check out Verve. I have a link in the description down below for you guys to click that so you can go sign up. If Crunchyroll's giving you problems, Verve has a totally different kind of back-ended layout, totally different kind of engineering, so it's not going to give you any issues. Check out Verve. Tons of content on there. Also, they're working on getting the Dragon Ball Super dub. Hopefully that'll be cleared soon, so that way you can watch the dub and the sub on there, as well as some other things. There are dubs on there just of stuff like My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan, and there's tons of other stuff on there too. Check out Verve, and let me know your thoughts about this episode below. I'm out of breath. I'll talk to you guys later. This was so awesome.